Just to say, we've got obviously Arsene Wenger and Ainsley Maitland-Niles. We'll take a couple of questions for the manager and then some questions for Ainsley's, and got to just slip out and do some TV work. So with that, we'll start here.
Arsene, can we start with who's travelled and who you've left behind?
Of course, you have heard about Lacazette, who has not travelled, who was planned to play here. Apart from that, stayed behind Wiltshire, Koscielny, Peter Cech, Aubameyang is not qualified, and everybody else travelled.
Was that with the pitch in mind? Were you concerned about
One or two had recent problems, like Koscielny with his Achilles. Wiltshire was more precautionary, and yes.
Was that specifically though because you were playing on an artificial surface, and that can sometimes cause complications?
Well, I don't know exactly what the pitch is about, but as well I wanted to rest Jack because he was sick severely before the game against Spurs 2 weeks before, and I felt that he had not completely recovered.
Ainsley, you've obviously played regularly in this competition so far this season. How do you feel it's benefited you and helped you to acquire new skills to your game?
I think it benefits a lot of young players, and the boss giving us all opportunity in the first stages of the tournament. I guess it's only valuable experience for every one of us that have played.
How would you assess your own season? Because you've obviously been involved with the first team group more and more.
Yeah, the boss has put trust in me in the Premier League as well, and I just trying to take every opportunity as it comes and show him that I can improve more and more. Thanks.
Arsene, this is a stronger squad than usual that you brought to the group stage. Does that represent perhaps a change?
Yeah, we go into direct knockout, so of course the risk is higher, and we are ambitious in the competition as well. And yes, we are more experienced than before.
Does your league form and the position you're in the league make any bearing on your performance?
No, I would have done that anyway, no matter what happens in the league. And we, of course, try to focus as well on the league, but I would have brought anyway an experienced team here.
Arsene, can you fill us in on what's happening with Aaron Ramsey? Obviously missed the Spurs game and he's not travelled.
It's a little bit a sensitive case because I expected him to be a bit further in his development of a growing problem, and he doesn't move forward as quickly as I expected it. And today I would say that certainly he will not be available even for the next game against Ostersund. Maybe for the cup final, I don't know yet. Depends how he will progress from now.
Arsene, Graham was very complimentary of you earlier on, the Ostersund's boss. I just wonder, what do you know about Graham Potter and the strengths and perhaps the weaknesses of Ostersund?
Honestly, to be completely honest, I know him because he's his name, because he's friend of with one of our staff people. And as well, when I saw that we played against them, I, of course, was interested. And as well, because I watched them play on tape, and they play very well. They play a very attractive game. So I think he has done a great job here, and he has been, of course, very influential in the way they play football, and I believe they play in a very intelligent way, in a very technical way, but is certainly suited as well to the pitch. You know, in this kind of pitches, you have to be very technical, and they are impressive. It's a good side, and when I saw them play on the tape, I understood why they did well against Bilbao, against Berlin, and that's not a coincidence.
Arsene, how do you think the weather circumstances will affect the game, and that you play on artificial grass?
we have to adapt quickly because we never practice on this kind of pitch, you know, and our technical level should help us to adapt quickly. The temperature, at the moment, I don't find a big difference with London. You know, we have cold wind as well, similar to what's happening here. So I don't think the temperature will be a problem. Our target will be to adapt very quickly to the pitch.
Were you tempted? I know you never train, Arsene here. I know you never train away before a European game. Were you not tempted to do that this time, just because it's so different?
No, because it's really disturbing the organisation in the way we want to prepare for a game. So I think we will adapt. We have played sometimes indoor, you know. We have an artificial pitch, even if it's a completely different. I've heard this is a 4G. We have a 3G, so it's different. And outside it's different as well. But no matter, we have not to make too big a problem of it.
Arsene, with Lacazette now injured, does this represent an opportunity for Danny Welbeck to play through the middle? And how big an opportunity is it for him? Because he hasn't obviously had too many opportunities while he's been at Arsenal to play through the middle.
It's where I prefer him personally, and where I believe that he has an opportunity as well to do well. He looks. He had to wait a little bit at the moment, you know, to get back in the team, but it gave him time to work on his fitness, and I think on what I've seen today is quite sharper than a long time, you know. He looks very sharp.
Which players in Ostersund are you most impressed by, and why?
By their centre forward and by their right winger, and by overall by the technical level of the team.
Amy?
Arsene, could you ever have imagined that you would play against a team who has been kind of born almost when you started at Arsenal, and now you're actually playing in European competition against such a young team in a knockout game?
No, but what is great in life is that it can be more bigger than your imagination. So that's interesting. I thought today, you know, to come here is a pleasure as well. And we've played 20 years everywhere, all over Europe, but we had never played here. And it's as well part of competition. If they are where they are today, they have earned it through the quality of their games and the quality of their work. So they deserve to be where they are. And if we are where we are, it's similar, you know. So we are not in the Champions League for the first time for a long, long time. So we have to deal with it. And that's why we face Ostersund tomorrow night.
Last couple, one at the back.
The loss against Tottenham, did it change your plan for this game?
No. Well, I think the game against Tottenham was a very tough game, you know, where we could have gone. I think in the first half we could have won it. We could have drawn in the last 15 minutes. We could have lost it by more for 20 or 25 minutes in the game. But it was a tough game, but it didn't change my plans.
With so many senior players out, Arsene, who's going to be captain tomorrow?
Sorry?
Who's going to be captain tomorrow?
I haven't thought about that, in fact, at the moment. And it's an interesting question that I have to sort out tonight.
I mean, could it be Mesut, possibly? Would he be a contender?
I prefer, most of the time, I prefer more defensive player, you know. And so we'll see.
If you brought Mesut, is the assumption that he's going to start?
Yes.
This is his first game in the competition this season.
Well, at some stage, yes, it's the first game in this competition, but he will play tomorrow.
Does that actually sort of show the magnitude of what this competition is going to be for you?
No, it's just, I think we want to do well in this competition. And at some stage, look, we played on Saturday. We play tomorrow night. Over the weekend, we have no game. You know, so we have 1 week without competition. So I think it's important that our players keep at the level of a competition.
because of the gap in the league to the top 4 places, do you feel like there's even more pressure now in this competition? It's a lot more on the knife
Look,
edge.
when you go in a competition, it's to try to win it, no matter where we are in the league. You know, I believe that the pressure might be even higher, maybe, but no matter, we went into this competition to try to do well and to go as far as we can. We go now into direct knockout. So that means the game becomes, first of all, you play against a team who has come out of group stage. That means they are a good team. And then, of course, every goal becomes important and every result becomes more important. When you play 6 games in the group stage, even if you can take a little bit a bigger gamble.
Last one, Amy.
Arsene, the fact that Aubameyang is unable to play, do you think that this cup-tied rule is an old-fashioned one that maybe needs to change soon? If you buy someone, if they're now your player, why shouldn't you play them?
Yes, unanimously, I believe that all the clubs agree now that this rule has to disappear in Europe, especially because, for example, he played Dortmund. Dortmund has been reversed in the Europa League, so he cannot play. But when you look at the transfer amounts now, you know, that you have to spend 50, 60, 70 million in the middle of the season and that the players cannot play, it doesn't make sense. And I think unanimously everywhere in Europe now the clubs are against this rule.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.